What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. To get our minds off of all the craziness that is going on with the electrical system of the RTR, we're going to move on to a different project right now, put that one to rest. So today we're going to be installing the rear seat delete on the RTR Spec 2. I'm headed to Lowe's right now to pick up materials. I've been looking online, and a decent rear seat delete costs anywhere between, I don't know, $200 to $400. And when you look at the basic premise of all of them, it's some wood and some carpet. So I don't really see the purpose in spending $200 to $400 when I can do it myself. I think that I'm fairly handy. Granted, I haven't gotten the RTR working the way I would like to yet, but hey, we've done a lot, we've made some progress. So we're gonna hop into Lowe's real quick, buy some wood. We're gonna buy something hopefully cheap, lightweight, but that will hold up in the back, keep some of the noise out, lock that off, and then we can easily drill into when we decide to put our half cage in. Back from Lowe's, and I got some of this. It says it was, I believe, birch wood. It's fairly thin. It won't support any kind of weight whatsoever, but we're not really going to be having anybody sitting back there. So what we need to do is get a template for this. I've seen online where a lot of people have gone into the back of the car with cardboard and whatnot, but I still have the stock seats for the back. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay those down, trace that out to make a template. We're going to go wide on it, of course, cut it out, see how it fits, and then start to trim it down from there. Have the rough outline here of where the seats were, so we're gonna get the circular saw. No, we're gonna get the spinning disc. We're gonna get the grinding disc. All right, let's get in here and see how she fits in this space. Alrighty, first impressions, a little too wide. I went off of the front of the seat versus the back of the seat. So what we'll do is we'll lay down that template again to trace it. As you can see, this comes in at an angle, and we want this to sit back in that recess there. After that last cut, I do say it fits in here rather nicely. Now, you will see that it doesn't go all the way up into that corner, but that's something that can easily be fixed by the carpet itself going over there. Backside here, we can see where I've put in for our rear seat delete. What you're gonna do now is just go up in here, mark that spot right there, as well as that spot right there, so we can drill our holes. On me out here, I've marked my spots where I'm going to drill my holes. What I've decided to go with is one of these. It's kind of it's not really a flat head, but a rounded head. That way I can put this in here and it will be, if I could find it, there we go. It'll be relatively flat, so when I spray over it and put down the carpet, you're not going to see it. I really don't want a bolt sticking out or a snap, but this is the best option I could figure for doing the back section. The floor we're gonna have to do slightly different, but we'll go over it when we get to it. What I'll do with this is I'll drill a hole through here in each one of these spots. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a nut on the back of this to secure it to it, so that when I decide to start moving this thing around, spraying down my glue and everything to stick the carpet to it, I don't have to worry about this moving around or how I'm gonna tighten this once I get it in there. So there'll be a nut on the back, and then we'll just put another one with a washer possibly through the backside where the trunk is, and this will be good to go. So first thing I'm doing here is on this crummy side that I'm gonna cover with the carpet that I just got from O'Reilly's, is pass these bolts through, and then we'll flip it over. And this is where we're going to attach our washers on both of these, and then these nuts that I picked up from Lowe's. So here we have our bolts, our washers, and our nuts put through. If you look here, we have very little coming through. It indented a little bit. I tightened it as much as I felt comfortable without actually starting to split the wood. So what we're gonna do then now is lay this down flat, spray it with some of our adhesive, see if we can get this carpet to stick. Carpet I grabbed, like I said, from O'Reilly's. It is custom mats, custom accessories. It's used for speaker boxes. This is black. Then we got this, a commercial strength 3M Super 77 adhesive. So what we'll do is we'll pop this open, cut the carpet here to size, spray this down as well as this, and see if we can get the two to adhere. I'm sure you could see there, this tacked up a little bit faster than what I thought it would. It is Texas. It's probably 98 degrees today with 100% humidity. But we did get it on there. It seems like it's sitting pretty smooth. You can see some lines in this carpet. I don't know if that was from how it was rolled. It may have been how I sprayed on the glue as well. Hopefully that goes away. If not, once it's inside the vehicle with the windows tinted and everything, you're probably not even going to be able to notice that. But not bad. I applied some pressure as I worked around it. We're gonna flip this over, work on this side of the table where hopefully no glue sprayed over, and we'll start trimming in some of these edges and rolling them over. I do wanna make sure that I have a little bit extra here and like this corner here and this corner here, because if you remember when I put it in there earlier, it didn't come all the way flush with the plastic, but maybe it might now with the thickness of the carpet added to it, but we'll see. To vacuum this off or brush it off a little bit because I got it a little dirty when setting it face down. I got it sitting here on the tailgate now, applying some pressure on the back side. And then another thing that I'd like to point out is I put the flathead bolts on here, and if you look, you can't even really tell where they are. If you get up close, you can feel it. You might be able to see it just a little bit. Yeah, right there. But other than that, you won't be able to see it as it's sitting in the car, which is awesome. And then once the half cage is put in there, you definitely won't notice any of that stuff. There it is in place. It actually lines up fairly well. The light's catching that corner there, so it kind of looks off. But trust me, sitting in here, it looks pretty sweet. It matches up to the rear carpet fairly well. I've been a careless YouTuber and forgot to film most of this, but what I did is I originally put the seat in the back, tried to get some measurements off of that. That didn't work for me, so then I just took some old-fashioned measurements with the measuring tape, and then I realized that I wasn't getting that exact, so then I just went ahead and combined that with this and came up with this design, and I've just kind of been setting it in place, checking it, and then pulling back out and cutting. Not exactly the most effective, but hey, it's working. You can't see it from here, but in the back I have about a 2.5 inch block that I put to get my height in the back. Now in the front, to get where I need about 1.5 inches. It's about 18 inches wide on each side. Now I do want to make sure that I leave enough room for when we put in the cage that we're able to cut out, so it's not going to be full all the way down to each corner. To do this, what we're going to do is take this board here that I have left over from when I made my fence. We're going to cut it about 18 inches long, which takes us to about there. Easy there, Fender. Takes us to right about there, and then what we're going to do is split it in half, and then this is going to go on the front side, and then we're going to go and get the rest of our carpet to finish this thing off. Here's the base for our rear seat delete. As you can see, I have my boards in here, and then around back we have the block here to hold up in the rear. The centerpiece sits kind of at a slope, so that'll help give it its pitch. It gives it a little bit as it sits here, but not as much as it gets from where it sits in. So what we're gonna do now is just spray this down. I had to go and get more carpet because I did not have enough. So that's another $12 that I spent on top of the other 12. So let's get this sprayed and get it in there. Let me know when you're ready.
It's been recording, bro.
Oh, my bad. Okay, so on this piece, we cut it a little bit wide. Another thing that we're gonna try and do here is we're going to use the staple gun to put it in place underneath. That way we don't have to use nearly as much glue, and it'll give us a pretty strong base. I had the staple gun laying around in the house. I don't even remember what I used this thing for.
It's raining.
Okay, so we got everything stapled along here. We put in one nail in each one of these boards just as added protection. We do have this a little bit larger than what we needed because remember, in some of these sections here along the edge, it didn't fit flush into the car, so we'll use the carpet to cover it. And again, in this area here, in any of these corners, it's going to be cut out eventually for the half cage that we have. So I'm going to spray this area here as well on the carpet and the front face of this. We're going to let that sit, and then we'll flip it over and we'll tuck underneath for the rest of it. But now to put on our 3M adhesive, hopefully we have enough that this is going to work. Gabs, try not to breathe this in because it's nasty.
Me was trying to take a deep breath. Ooh, that smells good.
Grab the edge.
Oh.
Try not to get your fingers on this because it will stick, and just pull it tight, up and over. Lay it down. You pulling it tight?
I know.
Okay, and then set it down. We just apply some pressure as we smooth it out. There we go.
It's like a...
Right? Well, I didn't say all that. You're like 1 minute into the video with me and you're already acting crazy. And as you can notice, we're 6 feet apart, you know, social distancing. See, I can't even hit her. We're so socially distant. Got it tucked up underneath and just drying. I'm gonna give that about 30 minutes to settle. The top's doing really, really good. All right, there we have it. The rear seat delete is finished. It lined up pretty good, as you can see. I just trimmed it as it was inside. The center section there, I actually let it fold in on itself, and it gave a nicer shape around that tunnel there on the inside. But we did pretty good. I still need to bolt it in the trunk. I do have the nuts and the washers, and then up front, I'll probably put a couple of dowel rods there and there that'll go into the stock seat holes to hold it in place, make sure that when I brake, that doesn't come sliding forward. But there it is, all together with everything I had. Granted, I did have some stuff already on my own here in the garage, but it cost me about $56.46. So that's a big savings, over $200 to $400. And this is definitely something that anybody who's watching this at home could do themselves. And that officially ends this video. If you guys did like it, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, make sure to give it a subscribe. If you're not new to the channel, pass it along to your friends. Let them subscribe and give it a big thumbs up. Next week, we're probably going to do some more interior upgrades until we get back into the body of the vehicle. Until next time, from the partially sunny state of Texas, peace.